Sound check. Sound check. Hi, everyone. How's everybody doing this fine Tuesday morning? If you're in the Philippines, it's probably something like Monday evening if you're anywhere else, or maybe it's early in the morning someplace. Thanks for showing up. I really appreciate it. Hey, and what is the reason why I'm here on a scheduled unscheduled day? And that's because I wanted to make sure that you all knew that tonight is the cutoff for the Christmas contest. All I want for Christmas is that. And so if you guys would mind stepping it up a bit, I've gotten a lot of entries, 40 or 50 or 60 or somewhere in that neighborhood, but it would be nice to get a few more to make sure I've got everybody covered. Some came in this morning, some came in last night that I haven't checked out. I'm writing them all down. I'm checking my list. I'm seeing who's being naughty or nice. And hey, I want to let you know I loaded up my Gcash last night. So I got money. Hey, you know what? I had to pay the 2% fee because I'm over my limit. They want me to connect my bank account to my Gcash account, and then they won't charge me the 2%. 2% won't pay the rent. I don't mind paying 2% for the service. It's a fantastic service. That's GCASH, Gcash. We're up in the G. We're up in the G, you and me. And so if you don't have Gcash, how am I going to pay you? How am I going to pay you when you win? Again, let me go over the prizes. First place prize is 1,500 pesos. Second place prize is 1,000 pesos. Third place prize is 500 pesos. Let's see what Mike has to say. Dan, all I want for Christmas support for Des. She brought her little girl home today. She looks so sick. Yeah, I know. She's been doing those live streams. And boy, I'm telling you, when I see her, she looks very frail. Yeah, she looks very frail. Her and Jason, they have their work cut out for them, bringing her back to full strength, full health. And let's see who all is here. Mike's here, of course. And we've got Pressy Manzanero. We've got Anna Mae Reyes here. We've got Jean God. Who else is here? Den's Vlogs, Marian Salonga. We have Lorraine Pajadas. And Jang is here. Jang, do you have a jacket? Let me get my phone real quick, right? Let me see what's going on here. Yeah, there you go. I don't want you to get cold. You know, it's storming here in the Philippines. It's been storming. I think the storm is moving north now. And some of you may know I posted a short video because it's sort of like a gap video because I was supposed to film one last night. And it was storming. It was storming, making all kind of racket, in the house. We have a couple of roof leaks, folks. I know most of you know this. I don't know this, and so Charmaine is here. I want to talk a little bit about her. God Repairs is here. I want to talk a little bit about this, folks. When you're using the metal roof, right? When they meet up, when one overlays the other, you have to use vulcanizing rubber in there, right? What do they call that? You have to get a can of that vulcanizing rubber, or you have to get what do they call it? A caulking gun, right? That has the rubber, the vulcanizing seal in there that waterproofs. It waterproofs in between the seams. A lot of people don't know, but a lot that live in the Philippines do know this. They just can't afford to have it vulcanized. You have to run a bead of vulcanizing. What do they call it? Volcaseal. You have to run it. You have to run a bead of it down in between where they meet, because what ends up happening, the roof expands and contracts. It expands and contracts year round. And so eventually it's going to leak. Most people think, oh no, it's corrugated. It's just going to come straight down into your gutters. No, people. No, even the most basic handyman like myself, or handy persons. I guess I should use the political correct verbiage. A handy person like me, knows better than that. Knows that everything has to be sealed. But these guys, I paid big money to put this roof on. It's a nice roof, and they didn't seal it properly. So we've been hunting down all the leaks ever since we moved into this house. How long has it been? 2 years now? And so they didn't even properly seal where they tacked it down into the frame. They weren't properly sealed. I had to hire a crew of 2 guys, very good guys, the best in the business. Definitely. Loy and AJ went up there and took care of business for me. They're my go-to guys. But of course, the good guys are always in demand. They're in huge demand all the time. I need to get these guys over here to do some work. They're going to have to loosen those fasteners up, and they're going to have to go for now anyway. Well, it's storming the way it is. They're going to have to go in there. They're going to have to seal those seams, folks. If you're leaking, I just gave you how to repair it. If you're leaking up there on the roof because of the storm, right? The storm that's coming through. I think it's north of us now. I mean, this storm packed a wallop. I mean, I thought it was hurricane strength. It wasn't. It was windy, but anyway, I got plastic buckets everywhere. Yeah, up there in the roof. So we had to go up there. We had to grab some plastic buckets from the DIY. That's Mr. DIY, where everything's on sale at 50% off. And the reason why it is because nobody has any money to buy anything. Because even though they're telling you everything is great, we know that it's not. I had to go over there and I had to get the buckets at 50% off. And we had to place them in 2 or 3 different places up there. And then the other thing is, while we were up there, we noticed that, of course, we had to do it ourselves. Man, Minnie was up there. She said there were a couple of dead birds. There's some rats and some different debris that nesting stuff. And she had to go up there. And while she was up there, she's a good woman. She had to go up there and clean all that stuff out. She took a couple of trash bags and she came down full trash bags of stuff they left up there while they were building the house. Leftover material, rat's nests, and all kinds of other stuff. I'm not a fan of using rat poison, by the way. And the reasons why is because the birds eat it. And if the birds eat it, then they're going to die, right? If cats come along and they decide that they're going to eat it, then cats are going to die, right? And so I don't like using the rat poison. So not on the ground level anyway, but it's okay to use rat poison up there in the roof line, right? It's okay. I'm glad you're enjoying watching Lee Sung Soon TV. It's because you can, there's limited access up there. I don't know when the rats and stuff go. You can't get in there too easily. I got everything. I got all the orifices sealed off, if you will. I got all the openings, so they're exit only right up there. And so you can't just come in from the outside and then go underneath there, right? Every once in a while, it's all metal and concrete. How are they going to get in there? You tell me how they're going to get in there. It has to be an open vent, right? And I screened everything off to make sure that bugs can't get in there, nor vermin, or varmints, whatever you want to call them. So anyway, there were a couple of dead birds in there that got trapped in there, of course, because they made their way in there, and we sealed it up. They couldn't get out, so they died up in there. So Minnie went up there and removed those, and then she discovered a couple of rats making a home up in there. And although she didn't come face to face with the rats. No, she didn't come face to face with the rats. She saw they were there, and we've been hearing noise. We've been hearing noise of the rats. Yeah, we've been hearing noise of the rats, and so we know they're up there. We've been hearing the pitter patter of little tiny rat feet, and so we got to do away with them. right? And that means who's here? Rider Adventures here. And so that means that we got alien cruise officials here. That means we got to get rid of them, right? And I'm afraid that rat poison, it's a horrible death. I wouldn't want to die by rat poisoning. Melt your guts from the inside out, basically. So you have until 10 p.m. tonight, Philippine time, to get your entry in. All I want for Christmas is. While I got you here and I got your attention, while you're putting up with me, I just want to say I watched the news this morning. I do every morning, and I saw the stock market going crazy. Well, there are a lot of people making a lot of money in the stock market, but they're basically gambling, because the economy, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that it's shooting up there so high and nobody is buying anything, and the country's in recession. So I detect it doesn't pass. See this schnoz? This whole thing doesn't pass the stinkometer test. It's not that I wouldn't buy into this market. All right. I would if I had to, but I don't have to because I get a guaranteed check every month. Right. I don't have to worry about the stock market performing great or performing poorly. I'm happy if all my friends are making a bunch of money. I keep getting emails saying, "Oh my God, I made thousands of dollars today. I didn't do anything. I made thousands." And I just sit there and go, "Well, good for you. Good for you. It is good for you." But I hope you're able to time it right. If you need to, because the stock market, the way it used to work, is high profits equal, increase in stock value. And right now, if you look at all the reports I've been seeing, you can see the Fed is just buying up debt. And they're creating new dollars. And how are they doing that? It's not through lending. It's through printing money so that they can fund the war campaign. Speaking of which, I doubt. See, there'll be a continuous and constant inconvenience going on with our friends to the north. But will it turn into something more than that? I doubt it. And the reason why is because, you start launching lobbing things at each other. That's kind of permanent, the damage that it does, and the motivation here is not really to, win anything. The motivation here is just to keep the war machine going, because if you do that, then you have to print money and loan it out so that you can continue making weapons of mass destruction. That's how that works. And so if you just like took out a big city and you did it all at once, right? What's the fun in that? You can't rebuild it. Not if the whole thing's irradiated. How can you rebuild it? You can't go in there for what, 1 million years? I don't even know. I don't even pay attention to it. I just don't think it's going to happen. So shooting water cannons is kind of like a bully in the schoolyard, isn't it? I agree with what Overstay Road said. Mark. Mark says, let's just go over Christmas Eve, right, and take a couple of military transports, and just drop Jollibee chicken. Just drop Jollibee chicken from 30,000 feet. Now that's an idea that I could get behind. I would be the guy pushing boxes of Jollibee and Chicken Joy out the tail end of that cargo plane. Where they land, nobody knows, Spread Christmas joy. Spread Christmas joy. That's what I'd be doing. Resupply them with Jollibee chicken. Oh, I was laughing so hard when he said that. Folks, I just want to remind you, Charmaine and Michelle is out. I know you guys got this message, Don't ever have anybody convince you that making money is an evil thing, because otherwise I would be the most evil person on the planet. And I don't think I am. Don't let anybody convince you that you should be happy with the 2 pesos that are in your wallet. You shouldn't be happy with that. No, not even if all your needs are being met. It's part of the human condition to want to strive to become better and better, 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 make more money, become a better person, those types of things. I talked about it the other night. I just want to emphasize, I just don't understand people that put stuff out there. I'm satisfied with just being a regular Joe. Okay, that's okay. You can listen, you can be satisfied with just being a regular, a working stiff, a blue collar person. But giving advice to others to say just be satisfied with what you have. No, you be satisfied with what you have. I support you. See, I support you with that idea. I'm not against it. But when you go out there and you try and convince everybody else, that sort of reminds me of the crab mentality. The one that escapes, the one that tries to escape, and then the next one uh, pulls down the one that's trying to escape from the pot. But that's all wrong. Now, even that's all wrong. What's really going on there is the one, right? The one that's crawling out is trying to rescue everybody down below. Why people don't see that, I just don't understand it. It's the crab mentality. They're always talking about it in a negative way. You see, the way that I view it is, oh, those crabs don't want to die in that pot any more than any other. So they're trying to help boost them out of there. And that's the way life should really be. Not if you're fine being in the place that you're in, right? I'm not going to tell you that something's wrong with your idea. I'm not. It has nothing to do with me. It's when you go out and you try and tell other people, right? You tell other people that you should be satisfied with your social condition, right? You should be satisfied. Listen, let me give you a pat on the head. You should be satisfied with, mediocrity. Can you imagine? I've always been the kind of person to say, you're going to be a great. People have said it to me. You're going to be great one day, right? And so it turns out to be true that I am great. Listen, I'm trying to, yeah, I know there's a lot of hyperbole here. I'm just trying to get you to understand where I'm coming from. I am trying to convince you that you should not be satisfied, nor should you be listening to anybody around you that's talking to you that way. I don't understand why people put that crap out there. Don't they realize that people are just looking at them and they're just thinking that they're a fool? Why is it? It's easy for me. Oh, that person there on Facebook's a fool. I need to get away from them. Are you guys getting where I'm coming from? Do I have any friends here? Pacquiao Mertz is here. Oh, does anyone here agree with me? Does anyone understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Does anyone understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Did you get the message the other night when I was telling you the story? That had Sporty Harvey decided, that he was okay with just winning 5 bouts out of 21 and not wanting to change the world, not wanting to help the others that came after him. He could have just gone and continued busting tires at the General Tire store. He was very good at it. He was one of the best I've ever seen. Fast. He could break down a tire, get the other one mounted so fast, And so, but, I'm just wondering, is the message lost? No, I don't think it is. Larice, it's not lost on Larice. Oh, by the way, okay, so here's probably what I'm going to do, right? Larice is in the house. So about the contest, right? So I'm struggling with whether I should post the actual things that you requested or not. That I'm okay with selecting winners and all that winners, but and I'm working over in my mind what criteria, right? And so I thought, well, there should be one funny, one serious, and one random selection, right? And so, but me being the insecure type of person I am when it comes to doing stuff like that, I'm not sure I want to talk about or post what they said or what they requested, because some of it, it's very personal. So let's say I selected somebody that had a very, very personal, all I want for Christmas is to be able to bury my mom, be able to bury my father, be able to visit my grandfather's grave. That's not exactly something that I think it's so personal that I should be blurting out there for the 10 or 12 people that watch my channel. What do you guys think? Would you be offended, or would you think that there was something wild going on or nefarious going on if I did not post the actual request, what you said to me? I worry about it. I'm just sharing it with you. Let's do it this way, right? Put a one if it's okay in the comment section. Put a one in there if it's okay that I don't share the winning statements. Put a two in the comment section if you think it's a fair way to go to post the winning statement. See, because I don't have time to go back and ask every single entrant, do I have permission to tell them what you requested? You see, I just don't have the time. There are too many entries. So what I'm looking for you to do is put a one in there. If it's okay for me to just make the winner selections, who wins first, second, and third, put a one in there if you want me to do it that way. And if you want me to actually post it, then put a two. Yeah. All right, I'm going to the phone. Do 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 do. Oh, Anna G is here. Yanarine is here. Thanks of Ali is here. X Jerks is in the house. What would a live stream be without an X Jerk attending, right? Keep it secret. Post it if it wins. Post it. No. Yes. Oh no, I don't want to post. I don't want to post because you know what I thought? If I posted it, then it may influence my decision on who would win. You guys wouldn't want that. You want me to select the winners from my heart. Oh, this is a good request. I want to help so and so get to Manila to visit their parents' grave. Right. See? But I'm seeing a lot of number twos. I'm seeing a lot of posted if they win. Keep it secret. Do not post. Yeah, you see, so it looks like the majority don't post. Oh, don't post anymore. Yeah, one, don't post. Oh, now we're about even up. So, I think that. Do you understand where I'm coming from? How about that? Do you understand where I'm coming from? That if you guys wanted me to post, right? If you wanted me to post, number three, it doesn't matter. If you wanted me to post, do you understand how it might influence my decision making on who would win? Do you guys see where I'm coming from? That I may say, oh man, that's too personal. If they want me to post it, I shouldn't select them. Yeah. Number one, post. No, number one is don't post. Number two is post. Yeah. Mike says it doesn't matter. Don't post. Does my vote count? Of course it does. Everybody's vote counts. And everybody is welcome here, except a couple of the asses I've already banned. Because I like to come in here. Oh my gosh, I have one idiot that he was so rude that I can't even repeat what he said to me. And he didn't do it in the chat, by the way. He did it by sending me a personal email. If you guys saw it, if I published it, you guys would be like, ban that dude and never let him in this chat ever again. And if I see him on the street, I might do something to them. You guys, not me. I don't care one way or another. When you become a public when you become a public figure, it's all bets are off, right? You know, I don't hate, I celebrate. Honestly, I don't. You can say mean things to me, and I may say something to you, but I won't hate you. Not for very long, anyway. I get angry really fast, and then I calm down even faster. So, like, you guys could say something really rude to me. None of you ever would, right in here, but you could say something really rude, and I'll be mad for that second, and then the next second, I will have already have forgotten about it because I've already part of the problem, part of the struggle that you have to overcome. When a lot of people know this when you're live streaming is you have to decide. What I mean. You can't be thin skinned. How about that? You can't be thin skinned. You have to be a pretty. Uh, you have to be willing to roll with the punches. For example, not everyone agrees with me, and I'm not trying to get everybody to agree with me about stuff. See, in other words, it would be ridiculous for me to be angry at you because you express you have a difference of opinion. You know what I mean? That's just silly, right? LV, 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 LV. You're number one, not number two. Don't ever change. So, anyway, the main purpose of this is to, uh, you know, make sure you get the ones that haven't submitted their entry. Please get it to me before 10. When I was 3 years old, I ate rat poison. I was hospitalized for days in an oxygen check tent, and that really is what bothers me about using that stuff is that you never know who's going to come along and they say, oh, that's a tasty morsel. That's a tasty morsel of food. I think I'll eat that. Could be a little kid, could be a grown adult. I don't know. I don't have any control over it. So I don't let them use that on ground level outside the house, even though we do have it's better just to get a cat or a couple of cats and treat them real nice so they hang around and so they'll take out those rats naturally. Yeah, right? It's better to do it that way than to Koki is here. Welcome, welcome. So it's better to do it that way than to, do it by putting rat poison at ground level with where you can't control what or who is going to eat it. Right now, we're gated off. We have a nice, secure environment that we're in. You can't just come waltzing in here, without being invited. But the point is that, and I'm not. What do they call that? I'm not paranoid about my safety or security. It's not about that. It's just that everybody builds a fence and a and a gate around their house here, and it looks weird if you ain't got one. So I made it as aesthetically pleasing to the eye as I possibly could. And so, but stray dogs can't wander in here, but I worry about, let's say that our animals that we have, we have a little puppy. Let's say that it kind of looks like a what do they call those terrier dogs? The little ones that are really smart. They call them Jack Russell Terriers, I think. So I think this little dog that we have has a little bit of Jack Russell Terrier in him. He's a very, very smart animal. Anyway, they keep him caged up. I don't know why people do that in the Philippines. I don't really like it. But anyway, we try and let him out and run around as much as possible. Every day, goes for a walk. He comes back in. He hugs everybody, kisses everybody, and I worry about him wandering around and ending up in the rat pile, the rat poison pile, because that animal is a very, very curious animal. And so when you have curious animals or people hanging around, you shouldn't be putting rat poison out there, right? I don't think so. Anyway, right, Charmaine? What do you think? What do you think? And when you have small children in particular, too, right? No, China won't because Americans will cut off the flow of oil. Yeah, well, the whole thing is, it's just it's almost like a scripted game, right? It's almost like being scripted, and it's almost like they. I mean, for crying out, wasn't the president of China in San Francisco and met with Biden? I mean, when they're pissing on each other with water cannons, how can you even stay in the same room with the person, right, that does that? No, this is all theater. This is all theater, and hopefully no one will get hurt as they're spraying each other with water, you know? I mean, why? I mean, you have to think about it. Well, they're spraying each other with water, right? High pressure water. I'm not saying that isn't a dangerous thing. Of course it is. I'm not trying to minimize it in any way, right? But if you think about it, that's a clear enough message to send, when you're trying to protect your own environment, when you're trying to make claims, of course, that the international courts have ruled against already. You're not going to be lobbying anything that's going to be more detrimental than spraying a Coast Guard goat with water. Yeah. What happened? I'll see comments. If I weren't blind, then I would see the comments. Lexi's here. Lex is in the house. But so here's the other thing I wanted to say. So I'm not sure I want to broach the subject either, right? Wait a minute. Did we decide? Or do you want me to decide what to do? You guys gave me an idea. It's almost even up, right? Post or don't post. Did we decide what to do? And here's another thing. I was going to draw. See, I was going to have Mammonie draw for a Peso 300 winner, but we don't have 30 people here. How can I do it? Look, see, everything's here on the desk ready to go, except I don't have 30 people here. We got close. What did we get to 27? Anime, I thought you were in charge of getting people here. Crystals is here. Crystals. It's always an exciting adventure when Crystals is around. By the way, she sent me a message saying she likes the use of the word hyperbole. But listen, here's the thing. Crystals is like a Dr. Seuss book. She's very smart, right? But every time I'm reading her comments, right, she's like Dr. Seuss, right? It makes it so fun. It makes it so fun to read her comments. I think I'm reading a Dr. Seuss book every time I read her comments, though. It's kind of funny. Lorraine, we haven't scared Lorraine off. Raina Lynn is here. Ronald Lynn is here. Fuentes. I haven't seen you, Ronald Lynn, in a while. I'm going to put up a short video today, by the way. I just want to let everybody know. You might be a winner of 100 pesos. You have to go in there. You have to go in there and look to see if your name appears in the video somewhere. If it does, then you got to go into my messenger, and you have to say, "Hey, I saw my name. Take a picture of it and send it to me." Do it timely, Don't do it after your friends have beaten you over the head, sending you 100 messages saying you got to go watch Dan's video. Your name is in it. That happened the other day. I don't mind it because one way or another we get you there, right? But if your name's in there, that's 100 pesos. Why would you not want 100 pesos? What will that buy? 2 kilos of rice? That's 100 pesos. Yeah, we were talking about this conversation about the price of rice keeps going up and up. The conversation's almost every day. Someone's sending me a message, and I respect and understand that it's troubling. It's troubling the way that it's gone up. You know, it's terrible. And you got to know that people got to eat. You know, they're suffering because the price of rice is going crazy. Let's see, Sissy Yen, Pumpkin Joe, what do you know? Good morning, folks. Good morning. Pumpkin Joe is in the house. Thanks so much for being here. So yeah, so I like giving money. I've enjoyed it this year, giving money away. But when I went to go check the budget, I realized that I gotta structure things a little bit better. I can't just randomly be throwing money out there. Yes, you can, Dan. Yes, you can. I can't just be. I have to actually keep track of it because I kind of know how much money I have to spend here, and so I went way over. I went way over what I thought I was giving away. Right. Um, turned out turned out I gave away much more. Oh, just give 100 pesos like Oprah does. You get a car. You get a car. Yeah, exactly. But she's a bazillionaire, and even though I'll probably be one that one day, I most likely am one in spirit. I probably I don't have $1 billion today. She's a billion. She's a billionaire. Oh yeah, she is a multi-bazillionaire. Yeah, she's probably in Forbes top 10 list. John Ram is here. The other Charmaine. That was a joke. That was a joke, John Ram. I do apologize. I can be so silly some days. I think this is one of those. I think this is one of those days. Yeah. Let's see. So don't post. Don't post. Okay. See, I'm trying to get you to go with me. It's not really a democracy. It's not really a democracy. I'm gonna. I was just trying to convince you to go with it. I have to be honest. I just wanted to give you. I wanted to let you know how you felt about it. Who's not going to ever return back to the channel because I didn't post what the winners, you know, have said. But I'll tell you what I will do. Right. So there's got to be one funny, one serious, and then one random selection. Right. And that's probably what I'm going to do. One funny, one serious, and one random. There was some good stuff that came in. There was some really really good stuff that came in. It's hard not to select. It's so difficult to select a winner because there was such great stuff that came in. But I have to. I have to. There can only be 3 winners. How come we can't get to 30? What are you guys all doing? Are you out preparing for Christmas? I know we're getting close. So here's the thing. So tonight at 10 is the cutoff. You don't have to be present to win. Not in this contest. So you could sleep in late. But tomorrow, during tomorrow's regularly scheduled live stream, I will be announcing the winner. So you don't have to be present to win. All right. So if you want to sleep in late, that's just fine. Shakey's Pizza in the Philippines tastes like Shakey's in California. Does it? Yes, it does. Exactly. Except that I noticed this, James. I noticed this. They cheat sometimes, not all the time. But if they don't order enough of the proper ingredients, then they run down to the S&M Mart. They run down. That's what I noticed from the time that I've been living here, and the many times I've gone to Shakey's. Since Shaky Johnson himself can't be there to watch him, right? Then they every now and again they will cheat. They will cheat, and they'll use a different ingredient on the pizza because the one that they're supposed to be using, they were out of stock on. I'm not so sure you should do it that way because one of the beautiful parts of going to Shakey's is that you know what to expect. You want the same flavors on the pizza and the mojos and all the other stuff that you had when you were a kid. And so you want to relive, or when you're in the States, and I mean you want the Western, you want the whole thing, right? You don't want them to cheat on the old family recipe that made Shakey's such a success, right? So That's the thing. And so if it's one of those unlucky days for me, then I find myself being a tiny bit disappointed. And I say, but when I go in there, I let them know. I said, by the way, I say I usually go in there most times, and I did it this time. I should have videotaped this part for you, right? And so Dan put a number on each one and then draw the number. Well, it was supposed to be, yeah, that would make it random. But I wanted to be more, I wanted to select it based on content, or idea and creativity. See, that's the whole thing. Kind of like a beauty pageant, Mike. So the more creative, the better. So yeah, I go into Shakey's and I say, oh, by the way, you see this up here, the story of Shakey's Pizza? And they go, yeah, I live right up the street from the original store on J Street downtown. I'm from I am anywhere from Sacramento. We flew all the way here at Shaky Johnson's request, to make sure that you're meeting the standards. I usually will say that. And I've shared this story a couple times. The first time I did that, they actually treated me like a VIP, and they actually brought out a couple of different pizzas and different things for me to try out, and then did not charge me for the meal. This happened in Cebu. This happened many years ago in Ayala. No, wait a minute, time out. It wasn't Cebu. It was Robinson's Place Mall. So I go in there. Yeah, it was Robinson's Place Mall in Manila. And I go up there, second floor. You're going up the main escalator to the left to the food floor, second floor in that mall. And then I was able to go up there, and they had a whole wall wrap with the whole Shaky story. It was all it had the back in the day that was they showed the player piano and all that other stuff. All the stuff that I grew up with as a kid was in there. Yeah, I'm old, but I'm not that old. See, my first trip to Shakey's, I probably would have been 7 or 8 years old, and Shakey's was founded in 1954. I wasn't even born yet. I was born in 57. So it was when I was a kid, and I went in there, and they had peanut shells on the floor. They used to have peanuts, set up on the tables, and then shells on the floor. You used to be able to eat the peanuts and put your shells on the floor and stuff like that. Right. And so I remember all that, and so I'm chasing around pieces and parts of my youth, James. Yeah. It won't be long now, James. Listen. Oh, you've never seen a rat in the Philippines? I haven't. We've like this big, the size of a cat, and so you probably haven't seen them, Mike, because you thought they were a cat. Oh, that's a pretty looking kitty over there. How about you don't pet it? Because they don't fear humans. That was the other thing that I noticed, right? They don't fear humans. And so they'll just prance around like, they'll look at you, they'll give you the old stink eye, like, yeah, try it. Try it. I'm gonna bite you. I'm gonna make a meal out of you. That's what usually happens, right? No rat issue due to cats in our subdivision. Yeah, you have to have cats. Bugs are always an issue here, and we can't really spray due to having small children. Yep. Because you know what? Pumpkin Joe, you're doing the right thing. And the reason why is because the medicine that they're using. Oh, we hit 30. Wow, that's great. We can draw. The reason why you don't want to use that poison is because they still use, banned chemicals in the poisons here, which I like. There isn't a banned chemical that I could say that I dislike. And so in the U.S., I mean, you spray a little bit of that stuff in the air, right? And boom, these mosquitoes and flies and whatever, they fly right out of the sky. They're dead instantly, right? And so I like that. But the dangers are, what kills them will kill you, right? That's the problem with that. And so, but again, it's one of the things that I like. let's see. I wanted to talk about, let's see, something. I don't know. I've been wanting to talk about it for a long time. Before we draw, and then we'll call Mam Minnie in here and we'll close it out. And then I will see you on the next live. We're going to announce the winners. I just want to I want to make everyone aware of this, right? It's not a very nice thing to have to talk about. But when I was in college, right, many, many years ago, this is one of them other things that crossed my mind that I want to chat with you. It's only going to take a minute. They have this chemical. They have this. It was the whole medicine thing, the whole rat poison thing that reminded me that I wanted to talk about this. All right, so I got to get serious for a moment because this is really a serious subject, folks. One of the way so there's been an increase in poisonings in the United States, but it's been deliberate, and I just want to warn you against this because there's no way to detect whether somebody is making an effort to poison you, and it's more common than you think, and this is the reason why I want to talk about it. But I discovered it way back when I was in college. I was doing a paper on Dorothea Puente, the F Street boarding house murders from Sacramento, California. And basically, she would be poisoning the boarders in her boarding house, and then burying the bodies in her backyard or in the front yard. Actually, she would hire guys in the local neighborhoods to help her dig. She was an elderly old lady, recently died 2 or 3 years ago after spending many years in prison for her actions. And the way she did it is what I want to share with you, right? The way I want to make you aware if you notice certain things, right? And so they have this thing called Visine, and Visine is going to be tasteless if you put it, and it's clear in color. There's a chemical in there that's clear in color. And all you have to do is put a couple of drops. I'm inside somebody's drink, if you're in the club, if you're in the bar, in somebody's beer, in somebody's glass of water, in somebody's food, they won't detect it. You see, you won't detect it. And over long periods of time, it does you in, so it makes you sleepy. It makes you uncoordinated. It makes you lethargic. I guess that would be the word. And so I don't see Visine on the shelf here, but the chemicals in it might be available on the shelf here in the Philippines. I wanted to warn you about it. And so what Visine is used for is for clearing out bloodshot eyes. So let's say that we used to use it because we used to use it for we would go out drinking on Sunday night, and then we'd have to go to work on Monday morning, and you didn't look so good. So one of the tricks is you clean yourself up, make sure you're clean shaven, brush your teeth, and then for the eyes, to get rid of the bloodshot in the eyes, then you take the Visine and you squirt a couple of drops in it, and it clears your eyes out. And so people would look at you and they'd go, "Oh, Dan doesn't look right," but they wouldn't know. They couldn't definitively say that, "Oh, you're coming in a little bit hungover or drunk or whatever," right? They wouldn't be able to tell. And so the reason why I'm telling you this is because I've been reading a few news stories in the Philippines that catch my attention, and they make me think of that. That's all I'll say. If you go and do research, you might run into the same articles that I have read. Where the people, they end up in the hospital and they can't figure out what they're suffering from. They can't figure out because they come in lethargic, they come in not feeling good, headache, stomach ache, and all this other stuff, right? And they start doing diagnostic on them, and they can't figure out what's going on. It's very difficult to detect. Yeah, specifically, you have to look for that specific chemical and do a blood test looking specifically for that chemical. Otherwise, it's not going to show up. And so I have read a couple of articles, in the Philippines, out of Manila and around, right, where I start thinking to myself, that reminds me, or they're describing the symptoms of the use of that particular drug. Also has been known in the past as the date rape drug, a very inexpensive way to spike somebody's drink, because it makes a person lethargic and sleepy very, very quickly, almost and oftentimes to the point where they just fall asleep or they pass out. So anyway, that's why I wanted to mention it. It has nothing to do with nothing except that it has more of the, be aware of your surroundings sort of connotation to it. Trickster, Castro's in the house. Shalinian is here. Welcome, welcome. Minnie Snow, what do you know? Thanks for being here. Prissy Santos in the house. So I know it's a downer to try it, but all I'm doing is conveying information because it caught my attention. I don't want it. I don't want to hang onto it. Megan Gomez is here. I don't want to hang on to it. I want to share it with you, right? Because the Philippines is changing really quickly, and we're importing Western culture, and there are a lot of Westerners here, and they know things, and not only that, but you wouldn't look for or anticipate the use of this particular thing that's available over the counter. Of course, I know here in the Philippines there are a lot of things available over the counter in the pharmacy that can cause a person harm. But that one in particular, because I've seen a couple of stories, it doesn't prompt me to call them up and say, "Hey, did you guys look for this?" Because they'll just think that I'm crazy, just like you guys do. So I wanted to share it with you. I've been wanting to share it with you for months, practically. Girly Sen is here. And then I keep forgetting about it because I keep going on to different subjects. And so the idea is not to, it's not just, listen, it's just to make you aware to look out for this sort of stuff. Menge is here. Be aware of your surroundings and keep your head on a swivel, and try not to let your guard down. Try not to let your guard down, because I'm not saying go around and be so uptight and so vigilant that it interferes with your quality of life. I'm just saying, that go do some research, and you will know if symptoms start showing up that mimic those things that I'm talking about. You can say to the doctor, "Hey, this YouTuber, this YouTuber started talking about, these symptoms, and is it a possibility that they might be suffering from this? That somebody could have inadvertently dropped a few drops of something in their milk, in their water, something like that, in their drink, in their Kool-Aid, in their beer, in their emperador over ice. It would be very easy to do. Yellow Cat Pizza, they have flavor. I love it from the West, but the price is definitely imported from the. Yes, that's right. That's right. Listen, they do it. Starbucks, it drives me crazy. That whatever it costs in the West is what you're going to pay for it here in the Philippines. That's why a lot of people, they go to places like Pickup Coffee, the 39-cent coffee, the 39 peso coffee house, and things like that. It's because they get tired of doing that after a while. They get tired of going into Starbucks and having to pay $3 a cup of coffee, for the same price, but you get the same Pikes Peak or whatever the coffee is that started it all. Tastes the same. So I mean, is it worth the money? It's up to you. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But I go to Bose Coffee because they have a quality product, a little bit less money, but they're still charging for it. Right. The flavor. Yeah. That's what the big deal is. And so you can mimic the flavor. You can mimic the flavor. How you do it is, so I'll tell you real quick, right? And then we're going to draw. I'll call for Mamini real quick. As far as coffee goes, here's what I've done, right? So I don't know if we have a small thing of it hanging around that I could show you. But basically, you get coffee flavor enhancers. You get them from Amazon, right? You bring them over here. And then you add, and then what you do is you thin out the coffee here a little bit. You're thinning it out. So you're getting a good quality coffee off the shelf, ground coffee. And then you're getting your Mr. Coffee, or whatever machine you're using, whatever drip coffee maker you're using, and you're adding a little bit of extra water. And then you take just a teeny tiny bit using an eyedropper of the caffeine, or it does have caffeine in it. It's very strong. You have to be careful with it, but it's a coffee flavor enhancer, right? It's not flavored coffee. It's to make it so it gives you the Americano or the American flavor to it. And so it's not a flavor enhancer, but I guess it is. I didn't think it was, but yeah, actually it is. It's American coffee flavor that you get from Amazon. You add a little eyedropper of that to your cup of coffee, and it tastes just like back home. You see, and so go into Amazon if you're an expat living in the Philippines and you're from you miss that flavor. You go into Amazon and look for it, and you're going to find it, and you're going to be happy. If you didn't know about that, I'm glad to be able to share a couple things with you. Both those things, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let me see. Anime still has a smile on her face. She's in awe of my presence most of the time. And yeah, I could see I'm still behind in the chat. All right, so now let's go ahead and get the money out there, right? Oh boy. The Visine is just the product name for the one that is the most popular eye drop product in America. But Maria is now blue. Tox is here. Beautiful Tox is in the house. Lexi, who did I miss? Zamy Zam. I apologize if I missed you. Okay, let's do it. Ma'am Minnie, are you here? Ma'am Minnie, are you here? All right, Ma'am Minnie is coming to draw a winner. Let's see. Ma'am Minnie is here. Yahoo! There she is.
Hi, Enemy.
Okay, she pulled one. I hope it's a one. What? I saw this one just the other day. Oh, wait a minute. Time out, folks. I noticed right away that we pulled the number that I just happen to know is a blank. So hang on just a second, because I was working on cleaning up this. I have to go and reconcile these numbers, and so I noticed that was one I was working with yesterday. So Ma'am Minnie's going to draw again. I apologize. There's nothing nefarious going on here. Nothing to see, but we're going to draw. We're going to draw again. All right. Okay. All right. This one, let me check this out. This one, a man we know and love, but who I don't think is here, right? Number 66. So that's the Mac Daddy. Number 66. Mac Daddy. Edward D. Beck, the Mac Daddy. First call out, must be present to win. Edward D. Beck, number 66. The Mac Daddy. Shout out. Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're getting better. Must be present to win.
Kamusta?
Third call out. Edward D. Beck, the Mac Daddy, for 300 pesos. Must be present to win. Edward D. Beck, Mac Daddy number 66. Fourth call out for Mac Daddy, Edward D. Beck, number 66. Must be present to win. Mike's so silly. No, not Anticora Mike. I haven't seen Hey Joe. This is Mike, a Canadian Mike. Mike, you're funny. All right. Final call out for Edward D. Beck. I hope Edward D. Beck is improving. I don't know. Maybe he's back in the hospital. I haven't heard from Edward D. Beck. Maybe we'll send a message out. Final call out for Edward D. Beck, number 66. All right, let's draw again. Find a winner for us, man. Mini. Find a winner. All right. This one, number 113. Trip and Jerry. Number 113. First call out. Must be present to win. Huh? There it is. Huh? That's a better way of doing it. Can you guys see it better? Number 113. Trip and Jarek. Second call out. Must be present to win. Number 113. Third call out. Trip and Jarek. Must be present to win. Number 113. Fourth call out. Trip and Jarek. Must be present to win. Do I seem distracted, folks? Fourth call out. Trip and Jarek. Or is that the fifth call out? Trip and Jarek. Must be present to win. 40 people in the house. 40 million people in the house. Let's draw again, man, Minnie. Woo! Shake it, baby. Shake it. All right. Oh, wait. That has a piece of... What is that there? There's a bug in there. There's a roach in there or something. All right. We have number 110. Number 110, first call out. Must be present to win. Number 110. Jean God. Second call out. Must be present to win. I just saw Jean God. Jean Zil. Didn't I? There you go. All right. Winner, chicken dinner. We'll be sending that out. Winner of 300 pesos. Thanks so much, everybody, for being here today. I don't think I saw Larry here. Larry, are you in the background? Are you in the BG? You hanging around? But you know, Larry, quite contrary.
Yes, we knew.
Larry isn't. I don't believe Larry's here to get here today. So the winner is Jean-Zel Jean God. It's difficult to say Jean-Zel Jean God, but they good supporter. 46 million people in the house. Tomorrow, the winners will be announced on the All I Want for Christmas Is contest. You'll have first, second, and third prize. And thanks so much for your time. Thanks for showing up and putting up with me. And we'll see everybody on the next one. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care of yourselves. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you on the next live. That's a better way to say it. Bye, everybody.